What's going on, guys? Welcome back to B-Ball TV. Recently, I've been stumbling upon a lot of articles, social media posts, and even memes depicting and summarizing Kobe Bryant's career with advanced analytics. Some people have gone as far as to mark Kobe Bryant as overrated based on these growing narratives. I'm here to give you a deeper look and understanding on why advanced metrics paint a deceptive outlook on Kobe Bryant's career. Number 1. The flaws and inconsistencies with advanced metrics. I believe firmly in never using numbers without the proper context, let alone having them to be the end in debates. The issue with advanced metrics, specifically PER and win shares, is that a lot of people don't actually understand how they're calculated. Therefore, it's hard to find the flaws and inconsistencies. I'll try my best not to bore those of you not into advanced metrics, but I have a few explanations detailing some pretty self-explanatory issues. Win shares, like any other stats, just can't take into account everything positive and negative a player does on the court. They're only able to factor in the end result, which is very unfriendly to a player like Kobe Bryant, whose games has never catered to these type of things. Win shares penalize high usage players. Since Kobe has never been mistaken for a high efficiency player, win shares punish him greatly. Someone like Reggie Miller, who was an above average player in terms of efficiency, surpasses someone like Kobe. Despite this fact, he does a lot less across the board in terms of the full game. It also doesn't take into account things prior to ending of a play. Kobe doesn't get credit for the double teams he causes due to his relentless attacking or the floor spacing he creates by just being on the court, leaving the third or fourth option in a prime example to score, rebound, and just be a disruption to the defense. However, since he doesn't get the assist or the bucket for those particular plays, a lot of his actual impact will be lost on the stat sheet. Number 2. Kobe played with the best player in the world for nearly half of his career. Now, before everyone starts, I know, if there wasn't Shaq, Kobe wouldn't have 3 of his rings. While I completely agree, and I understand the value of the rings over stats, it did hurt Kobe from a statistical point in the long run. Not only did Kobe have to play second fiddle to, at the time, the best player in the world, he had to sit on the bench for the good part of 2 years as opposed to someone like LeBron, who was given the keys from the start. In Kobe's first 2 seasons, he played a combined 3,159 minutes. To put that into perspective, LeBron played 3,122 minutes in his first season alone. So, Kobe was clearly behind the ball in terms of opportunity, and when the opportunity finally came for him to take on a bigger role in his third season, Shaq had already arrived on the scene in the form of the best player on the team and in the league. Kobe, with 6 years of starting basketball along Shaq, still managed to average 25 points before he even reached his prime. Kobe, in his first full season removed from Shaq, managed to have a historical season averaging 35 points per game, which featured games where he outscored teams by himself, a whole month of averaging over 44 points, and of course, his 81-point game. That season followed by another that wasn't too shabby where he won his second straight scoring title, and another record-setting stretch where he had 4 straight 50-point games. Scoring, of course, isn't the only aspect of the game. Following Shaq's departure, Kobe had his best passing season, and his three-point efficiency jumped significantly while taking no noticeable hits to other parts of his game. He also still managed to make defensive teams year after year, despite the workload increasing. This was all to show you that it's expected that players like Jordan and LeBron have superior career numbers than Kobe, who wasn't thrown into starting role off the rip and spent nearly half his career alongside the best player in the league, where he didn't have the opportunity to win more MVPs, scoring titles, and reach individual feats. Taking all these things into account, it's that much more impressive that Kobe managed to keep a 25, 5, and 5 career stat line. Number 3. Playstyle. Kobe took a lot of bad shots over the course of his career. Even in the later parts of his career, where his skills diminished and his athleticism dwindled away, his playstyle stayed the same. Kobe was never the player to stand in the corner and run off screens. He wasn't the player who preferred plays ran for him. Just give him the ball and get the hell out of his way. That was what made Kobe so great. His cutthroat play style and the assassin's mentality. But at the same time, his biggest attribute was his biggest weakness. His play style has never fitted the advanced metric system. His shot selection definitely didn't either. PER, especially, has always valued quality over quantity. That has always been the knock on Kobe, especially as we step further away from his career and look back. His 44% career shooting percentage and the holder of the most missed shots in NBA history will always hang over Kobe's head. While I agree, those numbers don't look great for Kobe, I think it's taken a bit out of context. People get shooting percentage confused with the ability to shoot or ability to score. In reality, it tells you more about the shot selection than anything else. A lot of people don't really label Kobe as a jump shooter, but that is where a majority of his shots came from. Early in his career, before he had developed a real jump shot, he hovered around 46%, which isn't bad at all for a guard. But as his career went on, he relied heavily on fadeaways, baseline jumpers, and sometimes contested jumpers over two defenders. Where on this reason, Kobe had no one else to blame but himself. I think the criticism gets overblown and overstated. It affects him heavily in terms of advanced metrics, like PER in particular. And 44% career shooting just doesn't look good anyway. In conclusion, Kobe's full impact will never be felt on the stat sheets. His game was never tailored towards metrics, PER, or win share. There'll never be a perfect stat that truly captures a player's full impact. While stats will always be important and give people general ideas of where and what players do and don't do well, everything should be taken into context. No one's stat should ever be the end in all arguments. So, this is why Kobe Bryant is the most underrated superstar of all time. Leave your opinions down in the comment section below, and if you guys enjoy this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it to your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more daily content. And until next time, peace out, guys.